Hello. So hopefully you enjoyed the videos of Toy Story trailers yesterday. And today we're going to take some notes on tone. So this is the paper that you're going to be looking for if you want to handwrite these for your notebook, for your binder. And I gave you this paper before you left. So there is, it says tone at the top. And it's going to go with this PowerPoint that I'm going to use for today. Okay, so tone is the author's attitude toward the subject. So make sure you're writing in author's attitude. All of the red underlined font words are the ones that you are filling in your graphic organizer or your notes, your note sheet. So it's the author's attitude. You can recognize the tone by the language or word choices that the author uses. His language will reveal his perspective or opinion, that is, whether it's a positive or negative opinion about the subject. So, tone is really important. We can understand by reading a passage whether an author is thinking positively or negatively towards something. Tone must be inferred, and that means that you need to do that through the use of descriptive words. So by the way that the author uses descriptive words, you can figure out what tone the author's using. Okay, so here is a tone example. You have this example on your paper. The girls were playing in the pond, splashing each other and trying to catch fish with their hands. They were having fun, but kept looking over their shoulders at the looming forest. The long grass of the field kept moving, and they sort of felt like they were being watched. About a half hour passed, and still the girls kept checking the field for movements. It seemed like a pair of dark eyes was on them. They even considered going back inside, but that would mean homework time. So they continued splashing, but with caution now. Their eyes hardly left the field. So the tone of this passage is ominous, or it kind of suggests a little bit of fear or foreboding. Words like caution, dark, and looming lead the readers to this tone. So if you have a highlighter or a crayon or colored pencil and you want to highlight the words in the passage, you could highlight the words caution, okay, right here, caution in the last line. You can highlight dark here, dark eyes, and looming. Let's see, looming, where's that at? Looming forest, okay? So those are all adjectives there that you want to highlight that give you an idea of how the author feels. That is tone. Here's another example. Oops, I didn't want that out yet. There we go. Finally, one of the girls pointed to the grass and giggled. Meow. A cat sat on the edge of the field and licked its paw. They did indeed have company. The girls ran over to the cat and pet his belly. They laughed, and the cat sauntered back to the field. So, the tone in this passage is a little bit different than the tone in the previous passage. So the tone here of the author is more happy or content, because you can see this successful, happy resolution to the problem here. And they use, giggled and a more of a lighter type of writing here. Laughed, and the cat sauntered. So it's just a very casual and fun passage here. All right, so you can see the two very different passages. So identifying tone is all about knowing the definitions of many descriptive vocabulary words. Without this large vocabulary, it's difficult to describe outside of good and bad. So, in elementary school, often we would say, oh, well, it's good or it's bad or it's nice or it's mean. We're going to try to get beyond just saying good and bad, nice and mean. So we're going to take a look at some other tone words, and hopefully we'll be able to use some of them to enable us to describe tone a little bit beyond good and bad. So let's go ahead and add these words to your chart. So of course we have positive tone words and negative tone words, and there's some neutral ones as well here. Okay, So appreciative, okay, that's just thankful, right? Adoring, okay, playful, we're putting in there friendly, okay, optimistic, very, very positive there. Hopeful, complimentary, celebratory, means like a celebration, right? Lighthearted, and I would also call that last passage lighthearted. It said happy and contented that we read, but lighthearted, I think it has a lighthearted tone to it. Neutral. So here we have more of like almost like author's purpose. Formal, that would mean like it's written very formally, not like a poem's fun and informal, but formal, like a formal writing with like indentation. Informal, then you'd have like a poem or something silly, right? Or it could be also something that's meant to be silly. So direct then, if there's something direct, if it's a direct tone, it's maybe giving you directions, okay? So those are almost go with our author's purpose here. And then finally, negative tone words. So we have hostile, angry, okay? Both kind of other words for mean, right? Hostile and mean are kind of like the same word, angry, and, just very, very upset would be also another word, right? Melancholy or sad, serious, grim, which is kind of like dark, right? Outraged, nervous, and sarcastic, okay? Writers can write with a sarcastic tone, and we're going to see some examples of that, in the next couple of days. So make sure you're writing those red terms into your chart. And if you don't know the definitions of these words, look them up. And I'm sure you could think of even more. Okay, so you guys are now going to complete a tone quick check on Schoology. So hopefully you've completed these guided notes. You've written in all of the red words throughout those guided notes for tone. If not, you need to replay the video, pause it, and get those notes written down. Tone quick check. So this is just going to be some practice passages where you're going to try to pick out the tone of the passages. So don't forget to complete that and submit that to Schoology. Okay. Again, if you have any questions, just reach out to me, message me, and let me know, and I will help you as much as I can. All right. Good luck and have fun.